Oh guys, oh that's too loud. Let's get it down. There you go. So, how many people do we have online? Let's watch it. Okay, not many people online so far. Not many people. So, okay. Wanna wait a bit for people to come in? This is too bright. So, there you go. Looks better. Hi Jack. What's up? Let's go. Yeah, today was a stressful day with kids and family. Sometimes they can really make you crazy, man. Absolutely. So, so just to promote this on Facebook that I'm live. Okay, hi William. What time is it here? We have 7 p.m. Okay, so it's in the afternoon, late afternoon. Yeah. I wanted to go here, maybe show you this, guys. If I can see that. Oh yeah. No. Oh, we may talk about this a bit later. So waiting just for the guys to hop in, huh? We're 6 guys currently. I don't know, 8 guys. I don't know if they count me into this as well. Have you some questions? Maybe for the start, because we're going to look at this Black Rhino video on trapping where they use my footage, my trapping does not work footage. So that's what we're gonna look at first. Well, why not just start? Okay. So there's a new setup, looks better. Okay, so let's start and watch this. Okay, this works only if he lets me. If he lets his hand up and he comes, blocks nice, and then blocks here, and then let me punch. If he doesn't, if you just go like here and... So here's the thing, when you yes, Walter, I decided to do this because eventually they use my footage, so I'm just gonna go through video and take it apart, what their arguments are. When you look at this, where we show that this is really old video from me, maybe 2 years old. And when you let's say, for example, you get you get blocked, you punch, you get blocked. People love trapping. Probably trapping. So you see, go here, and then he blocks you there, and then he just stands square, and he's using Jack. I haven't seen that yet as well, so I'm watching this for the first time. And you stand there, and you just moving your heads like to stop the punch, or and you punch, but all these punches and all these, or his attacks, there's no speed, there's no power behind it, there's no body weight. And well, okay, let's see it. Okay, this works only if he lets me. I find it funny how he makes my face bigger. So, so like I'm talking stupid nonsense. Well, okay, let's watch. If he lets his hand up and he comes, blocks nice, and then blocks here, and then let me punch. If he doesn't, if he just go like here and punch, and then punch, okay? This would never work. Okay. 11 minutes. I don't even know how this guy's. Oh, Emil. Is this a instructor under Emil or Emil and Taki? Well, Taki didn't do Jeet Kune, just Chunfang Kung Fu. You know, the funny thing is. Oh yeah, that's Jeet Kune. Yeah. That's movie Jeet Kune, okay? So that's the difference. There's the actual street fighting Jeet Kune, and then you have that movie Jeet Kune. So what is this? What is he doing with his here with his hand? Oh man. So they you know what I find also funny, they show this MMA sparring and MMA techniques and how they punch and they move and everything, and then suddenly they come with this trapping stuff which would never work in MMA, never. This is... Okay, it's long intro.
For the split entry, as the punch comes in. So for the split entry, as the punch comes in, we go down the middle.
Okay, so here, look at how this punch comes in. But this is no trapping, this is a parry, okay? So that's a different thing.
Here. So for the split entry.
This is actually during. So you can intercept. That's before the punch, before just before the opponent starts his technique. So he's shifting his weight. So you recognize that he is about to starting his move, and you go and intercept that. And this, what they call split entry. This is nothing. That's nothing else but. You parry or evade and you counter at the same time, okay? There are always these fancy words, split entry and whatever.
As the punch comes in, we go down the middle here with our eyes, or as my student has a good Wu Sao, okay? Let's say we have a committed attack as the punch comes in.
Okay.
Head off center to the eyes or to the throat. Now variations on the split entry Byuji. Paksao Byuji, Pakdao.
That's not Paksao. That's a parry, okay? So that's not how Paksao is done.
Punch comes in. Sometimes that will happen.
So if you would do this, if you go so much across the center line with your parry, it's you have just lost your control, okay? You should actually just slightly. And if you evade, you don't even need the sand, okay? And you can counter at the same time, which I actually done a video that was uploaded yesterday. How you counter and evade at the same time.
In the heat of the moment, either you hit to.
So, and the thing is, you know, you see them standing. Look at the feet here, down there. Here, you see the feet. You know, flat. You look at this distance. You don't punch from. This is far too close, okay? If I stay this close to you, and I punch you. There's nothing you're gonna do about this. I'm just gonna hit you. You can't react from there. Okay? It's impossible. Because when you punch fast, okay? If you punch half, you know, with no commitment behind it, then everything works.
Hard, or when someone hits you, they swing outwards. Either way, you're jammed here. You're jammed up over here. Now the answer to this, and I use the analogy of the shotgun for clay pigeon sport shooting or pheasant shooting, because my granddad was a pheasant shooter, clay pigeon shooter, and they had double barrel shotguns. In this case, I pulled the trigger. That barrel has failed. So what I do here is just pull the next trigger immediately there. After that, I do a workaround by pinning the hand. Gum sao, and then hammer fist.
I wanna see this. I wanna see all of this in a full speed sparring session, because there's no way you can do this. You can only, like I said, like in the clip at the beginning here. You know, wait, here, the clip in the beginning. Left down corner. Like I said, you can only apply this if she works with you and lets you do it. Okay.
Or any attack. Hand up here, you fire the shot.
This, then she just lets her hand out, and you know, look, this punch. She does one slow punch, and he does 3 moves. Okay, but the punch never comes in reality like this. When you punch like she does, you can do anything, and that's what it does. It makes it unrealistic. Okay, you want things that work under pressure. So when the punch comes unpredicted or unpredictable from any angle, because in this distance, man, I could punch you from any angle. You are not going to do anything against that, and we're not talking even about having a knife. And that's this typical trapping nonsense that doesn't work. It doesn't work like this. Like you train it, and it would never work in a real streetwise situation where somebody comes at you swinging wild punches, or it doesn't matter if he's trained or untrained.
And now you can block as well on the last one.
This, to me, this is, you can put it on the same scale like a Bushido martial arts. You know, these guys who have the force from the Star Wars. You can just do this, and their opponent falls with no touching. That's same.
There.
Yeah.
Break.
Okay, look at his punches. Look at his punches from her.
There.
That's not. She's not attacking.
As well.
She's not doing anything. No resistance. No nothing. But yeah, Jack. He watched too many Yip Man movies. The thing is, the whole Jeet Kune concept's trapping curriculum is like this, okay? And when Bruce trained this, even he stripped this down to the bare bone, and eventually he said, when you have an opponent, he doesn't want to stick, you can't stick. You have to find other ways to catch him, like with footwork, broken rhythm, distance control. Okay, to lure him to come to you and intercepting and stuff like this. And he went way beyond this. Okay, I don't think we have to watch this further, because that's going to be. And then does he make a proof from the MMA?
The way he trapped with the guard up.
That's not trapping. Look, this is pulling away the hand
attack by drawing
and punching. Okay, that's nothing like this here. That's nothing like this here. That's nothing like this here.
Gum sao, and then hammer fist.
They're standing. He actually punches and pulls the hand away, you know, and puts his whole body weight in the next technique, which you don't see in this trapping stuff. There's no body weight. There's no, even if you hit the guy like this, you know, you stand square, no body weight, no nothing. So no wonder Wing Chun guys, or Wing Chun as a style, needs this chain punch where you hit the guy 5-6 times to even have some kind of effect on the opponent. No, but Jack, the people, 99% of the people on this planet who know Jeet Kune, or who know about the art of Jeet Kune, that it exists, they think this is it. Okay, so, and I guess he does all the same through whole video. There you go. Let's go to the end.
Trap over like this.
Yeah.
I've been carrying with headbutt, knee, but I can still crash that.
Oh my God, this guy, they really have no idea. So okay. So, like expected, I haven't seen that video before, and that's just what I expected. It's nothing new. I've seen it thousands of times. I have even practiced this stuff myself back in the day, like in the mid 2000s, you know. But when we sparred, we never used that, because you can't use this in full speed, not even full contact, just full speed. Okay, you can't use this. The opponent, he can feint and feint low and punch high, and you try to trap, and you just caught, and you get the punch or the kick or whatever. So that's actually what you want to do with your opponent. Okay. So here's another Emil. I mean, he has also a book, a Jeet Kune book, I think. Yeah. So guys, don't forget, next week we're gonna have Tommy here. I was in the fitness studio today, huh? How does this look like? It's okay. So next week we're gonna have Tommy here. So you're gonna do interview, and he's going to you can ask questions live in the chat and anything. Okay, so that's gonna be interesting one. But that's next week, and I'm not sure I'm gonna do this Saturday or Sunday, maybe possibly Saturday, because Monday I have to work, and I don't know how long this is gonna take, or when we would start. I would prefer to do it at Saturday, so we have, you know, free room behind, like into the Sunday, if this goes more than 2 or 3 hours. So that's gonna be interesting. Walter, it's stuck in the past and in movies. You know, like when you look at Jesse's stuff, it's not even this kind of trapping, you know. Everything Bruce did with his late trapping was with actual body weight. So when you pucks out the guy, you pucks out him here, so you turn him actually, and then you don't just pull the hand away, you just turn him, and then you can punch him, or like what sometimes Jesse does, he goes, you know, here and press your head down. So that's it's different. Jesse's trapping or non-classical kung fu is far more powerful, but also very much direct. So Jesse goes, he used the finger jab a lot. You just going through the cover when somebody's standing like this, and you go through the cover with the finger jab. Okay. With this stuff, you can barely see in Jeet Kune concepts. Okay, that's a fact. Carl Starke, hi Carl, how are you? This guy isn't doing Jeet Kune or Wing Chun. He's leaning forward. He's quite open, and he is using this girl to show. Yeah, but that's always the thing with trapping. It works always like this. Okay, so the other party, which is your training partner, he has to work with you. In order to make this work, he has to play the game. At the moment he doesn't play the game, this just crushes down. Okay, and that's why it's important, you know, to move, to keep your distance, and when somebody tries to attack you, you can intercept him, or you can evade and counter. That's the simplest things, and they work the best. Darka, hi Darka. In my mid-30s, I got into an argument with someone. When I speak, I move my hands a lot. The guy grabbed my wrist with my left hand. I went to grab the hand that he was holding my right. He let go and slapped me. And yeah, that's exactly. So he grabbed you, and then you grabbed him. And when you grab somebody, you're holding him, but you're holding yourself on him. So this hand, which are you using for to hold him, this hand in this moment is also trapped in a way. Okay, and he just slapped you then. Exactly. And that actually what happened to Bruce also. He tried to stick to a guy. This guy didn't want to stick, and he just punched him in the face. because at this sticking distance, okay, this is very close distance, okay. If you learn, if you have a guy who actually knows how to punch, how to hook punch from all angles, he's going to out punch your trapping at any time of the day. But you want to be this guy. You want to be this guy who can punch at any distance, who can strike at any distance, and not at this distance. I'm going to use trapping and hope that the other guy is just can't punch. Hey, Avmiri, Tavares, how are you, man? I may show this comment from Paul Box in this stream. Let me just think about this for a moment then. So what do we have? Hi Kiro C. Do you practice reverse hook kicks in Jeet Kune? So depends on what do you mean, what the reverse hook kick is. Because to me the reverse hook kick is how to explain you that. So imagine you have an opponent. He stands left side forward towards you, and you have, you know, like this. He stands left side forward. Okay, so, and you have to kick into his groin here, and you would use your leg. You would use your leg. This would be the hook kick, and reverse hook kick would be this. Some people say to reverse hook kick is like the heel kick, when you kick with the heel. You can do this as well sometimes, but it's not the most direct thing usually. So like I said, in any situation you want to use the most direct techniques always. So you don't use time, and your opponent has the little time as possible to react to your attacks. Jack, I stopped trying to use Lap Sao and Pak Sao when I got punched in the face trying to use it. Yes. There's no reason to use this, because while you slap the hand or pull the hand, you could actually punch yourself, because that's always a Lap Sao or Pak Sao requires always two steps. One step is to do the grabbing technique or Lap Sao. And the second step is then punch. And so you just skip the first step, you punch immediately. Okay, that's as simple as possible. Okay, there's no rocket science behind that. No rocket science behind that. So, oh, I'm gonna look for this just a moment. So, you know, because we have next week Tommy here, and Tommy gets attacked. Tommy gets attacked on the internet all the time from various people, and from people usually in Facebook. He gets attacked from people that I have blocked almost 10 years ago on Facebook, so I don't have to read their shit. And this guy Paul Bax, he wrote recently, I'm gonna read it just to you. Tommy Karutas is merely recreating Bruce Lee fighting method books in his teachings. You know, that's the funny thing. What he actually says, he doesn't even realize that Tommy is doing Bruce Lee's material. Okay? And then he rebukes most of the original students of Bruce Lee. Even those he has hosted and claimed as teachers, because he thinks he knows what Bruce Lee thought, even though he never met or trained with Lee himself. So here's the thing with that. Let me do the screenshot, and then I'm gonna make this big so you can read this, guys. Just a second, so you know what I'm talking about. And so we're gonna do this so you can see the guy as well. Okay, don't save, go here. I'm gonna make it big, so you just can't really read this. Everybody can read that. XV. There you go. So now watch this. Okay, wait, I'm in a way. So you can see here. So Tommy is merely recreating Bruce Lee's fighting method books in his teachings. So in fighting, the thing is with fighting method books, you don't have anything. Okay, so you have basics. You know what techniques you have, your straights, back fists, and you can really see in what direction Bruce went. And then he rebukes most of the original students of Bruce Lee. Thought, I think this is grammatically not so correct, and even those he has hosted and claimed as teachers. So the Tommy claims actually mostly 3 guys as teachers, and that's Ted Wong, Jesse Glover, and Howard Williams. There were some others, but they are like 3 main guys, okay? And also here, because he thinks he knows what Bruce Lee thought, even though he never met or trained with Lee. So this part here. So this part here. Oh, like, give me green, man, and give me something thick. So this part here. Because he thinks he knows what Bruce Lee thought. Tommy never claimed that, okay? So Tommy never claimed, I know what Bruce Lee was thinking. The thing is that Jesse actually told him what Bruce was thinking shortly before he died, or a few years, like 2-3 years. I told the story in the past streams that Jesse met Bruce on a birthday party, and he took Jesse in a basement and he showed Jesse. They were in the basement for the whole evening, for a few hours, and he showed Jesse everything what he was doing and developing at that time. And while he told the story, because Tommy was showing Jesse the same. So Jesse was in Glasgow at a seminar, and they were talking, you know, like in a school, and Tommy was showing Jesse the idea about what he's doing at the moment. And then Jesse told him this story with Bruce, and he said to him, that's basically exactly the same that Bruce showed me. So how can this be that Bruce came to the same conclusion like Tommy came to the same conclusion? You know, like here Paul Box says he never met or traded with Lee, but they came on separate ways to the same conclusion, because like Bruce, Tommy also followed the principles: simplicity, directness, non-classical efficiency, and fencing with hand and feet. So he knew that Bruce was heavily influenced by boxing and fencing. He knew that through Ted Wong, and he knew that also through Jesse, because Jesse said to Tommy that at that evening Bruce was basically fencing with hand and feet, and Tommy was doing the same. And because Tommy reached actually the same stage on like mindset on fighting, the Tommy disregarded most of Bruce Lee's students who were still stuck in the past. And that's why this guy who doesn't even know any punch and kick, I can bet, claims something like this, because just he doesn't understand. Okay, that's simple as that. So, and then he was also talking. Then he was also talking about Tommy would hate Americans or nonsense like this. Because, you know, if you don't have arguments, then you just come up with stuff like that. But, you know, so what to say about that? Q Young, hi Thomas, how are you? I'm good. How are you? So Daka, yeah, we were both squared. Should have kicked him in the groin. I took a little Wing Chun and was trying to make it work. Yes, exactly. So that's why Bruce always said Jeet Kune Do is not a style. So you want to use the most simplest and most direct possible action for this situation. And well, once you figure out what these things are, then you can, you know, take or develop techniques that would support this concept. Okay, which is then side kick, front kicks, angled front kick, hook kick, inverted hook kick, and finger jabs. You know, depends on distance, straight punches, hook punches. Okay, and footwork. Kiro C got it understood. Okay, that's nice. Walter Tom is very generous with his time. He was with me. Sharad Rai, hi Sharad, how are you? Sir Bruce Lee fights a sound of mouth. Oh, sir, this voice are important of Jeet Kune Do fight. I think I know what his what you think. I think you mean like this sounds that Bruce made in the movies when he was punching and kicking. That's actually, you don't do that. Okay, that's for movies. And I also understood that a lot of these sounds were actually put in a post production. So like as you know, by voice actor or by Bruce Lee himself, whatever. So this is just, you know, for the movie dramatic. You don't do this in reality. Daka, Jesse mentioned that story in the forum. In the Box forum, I think he did. I have this. A guy sent me that book from Paul Box about Jesse Glover. I haven't read it full through yet, but there's mostly the stuff Jesse did write in his forum. Yeah, and most of the stuff I have already known from Tommy. He also mentioned that that he told the story to Tommy. He said Tommy was already having toward that direction. Exactly what I said. Okay, you know, Tommy is way beyond all these Jeet Kune Do instructors, who many of them just, you know, shaked Bruce Lee's hand once, and now they are JKD instructors. Daka Bucks was rude to some members of the forum. Yeah, I mean, you just go to his website, to his Facebook, and scroll down, and then you're gonna see what kind of person he is. Walter Evans, Tommy never claimed he knew that. Jesse told him. Yes. Jesse knew these other folks hadn't simplified the art. Jesse actually told to Tommy that he should actually forget any of Bruce's students, and that he himself was way beyond any single one. Well, I mean, just look at his videos, how he teaches, how he moves, even now at past 60, and then look at other guys. Okay. It's like watching Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, and then watching some guy who has learned boxing just from some book or something. Karl Starke, if someone had questions for Mr. Tommy Caruto's interviews next week and can't be online, it's okay for you people send. Of course, you can send me questions for that. No problem. Just send me an email, or how we could do that, or send me message on Facebook. Jack, after intercepting, can you follow up with a combination? So, okay, the thing with follow-ups is always depends on the reaction of the opponent. Okay, so if you intercept the guy and you catch him here in the chin, throat, on the eyes, or you catch him in the knee or groin, and he just collapses, there's no follow-up. If you feel you didn't hit him right, then you can follow up, or if he evades. So, you know, once the opponent hits the deck, or he's tumbling away, just go away, because you fight in the street. That's a self-defense situation. We're always talking about self-defense situation. So if you sidekick some guy and he's hitting the ground or groin kicking, whatever you do, and he doesn't attack you further, then you should also attack him as well, because the self-defense is always you do only as much as you need. Okay, there should not be any overkill. And remember, if there are multiple opponents, you don't want to get used to punch one guy 5-10 times, okay, even if you don't need, and by the time you get punched or kicked from behind, okay, because I'm gonna show you something. So let's watch that. Just a second. So you have slightly idea what I'm talking about, and this is yeah, this short. So I can pause that, but I cannot. Okay, so so you see here Fabian. Okay, so this drill is everybody has 2 focus mitts and they are moving around, and then at one point they're closing to him with holding a focus mitt as a target for a punch or for a kick, and he has to look and move and look around when the targets are coming and attack them. So, just watch. Okay, so let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All. Oh, this is half beat. This is full beat, half beat, half beat, half beat, half beat, half beat. So. Now imagine these are multiple opponents, and then you have to punch you have to punch every guy multiple times. They're just gonna crush you. So that's important. That's important for you to aim for vital targets. So when you hit the guy, you make sure he is not going to continue, at least not immediately, so you can focus on the next target. And it doesn't matter, you do the same it's if it's 1 opponent, 2 opponents, or 3 opponents. So that's the thing. Okay, so that was for Jack. Okay, Walter, Jesse and Tommy were close friends. Bucks is mere commentator trying to create controversy. Yes, but well, Paul Bucks is he's like, what is he? Bruce Lee historian or something like that. He's not I don't think he's even a martial artist, or he used to be maybe. Yes, Walter himself is not a martial artist, so just you guys, he just said that. Okay, so Daka, can you create a section on the community section so we can ask questions? Oh yeah, that's nice. So yes, I'm gonna do that. So questions from I'm gonna name it questions for Tommy Carruthers for the next live stream, and then you can post questions there. Hey Fabian, alles klar, Mann. Wie geht's dein Rippchen? So Fabian is online. If you've seen in the last video, I punched him in the ribs in the demonstration, and for a brief second he lost his breath, so he had to go down, but it was nothing serious. Like 10 seconds later he was on his legs again. So I think he's okay. Madashius Moore, how are you, man? Can you use Tyson Peekaboo style in Jeet Kune for evading? You could technically, yes, but you don't want, when you close in, you would evade. But what I don't like about Tyson's style is he's evading and striking down. Then in Jeet Kune you would evade and attack at the same time. That's the only difference. Okay, what I would change in this style, so not just evading and going to the side and then punch, but when going to the side, punch, and then you can punch for the second time if you need. Fun fact, I think Mike Tyson's boxing lineage goes back to Jack Dempsey. I think Cus D'Amato's boxing lineage goes back to Jack Dempsey. I would have to look up for if this is really true, but I'm pretty sure I was told that, and Bruce himself was heavily influenced by Jack Dempsey as well. So just so you guys know, Mike Tyson is probably one of the last boxers who utilized footwork better than anybody else. Although I see nowadays, since Mike Tyson came back to boxing again, people are trying to copy the style and the footwork, and which I actually I have seen good stuff, and people moving and punching at the same time. In the last few videos I watched on Facebook. Maybe it's not even. It's a good thing for boxing. Karim, hi Karim, how are you? Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Well, great to see Thomas back in at the IFO, yes. So remember guys, Karim Davis in the chat, he does filming stuff, so if you need somebody to film your company or make some ads in form of in video format form, so he can do that. Okay, so what do we have? Fabian says he's fine, that's nice. So Walter Evans, he's 60 in 2 months. Oh man, you're old. I'm 60 in 17 years. I'm not that young as well. Axel Stone 2, yes, now you can finally write in the chat. I don't know what this thing is with your original account, because I have put you on the list of trusted persons in my channel, so technically you should be able to post with your original account, but it doesn't work, so your second account works very, very, very nice. Jack, what do you think of weapons like nunchaku? No, not much. Not much. You know, you can utilize a sidekick far better than a nunchaku. I have practiced nunchaku myself, you know, back in the day when I was just, you know, like Bruce Lee fan. But I never used it as idea to fight with this. It was just, you know, for fun. Madicius Moore, Bruce and Tyson did study Jack Dempsey. Actually, you could ask Tommy about that. Well, I don't know if Tyson did study Jack Dempsey. Bruce certainly did, or it's like the thing from Cus D'Amato, from Tyson's original coach. Daka, last stream someone asked about Linda involvement in Jeet Kune. Linda Lee. There's no involvement. I mean, there, you know, there's, when you go to the Bruce Lee, let's go to the Bruce Lee Foundation. Let's go to the Bruce Lee Foundation. So. Okay, so. So, then you have here, you know, you have here music, you have here some, you know, opening with kids and whatever. Then you go to home. This is home. A little about us. What started as a grassroots movement to honor Bruce Lee philosophies and dedication to his craft and his life. Okay. Through education, Bruce Lee encourages strive for self-honest expression. Okay, this is a bunch of philosophical stuff that doesn't really have help to any Jeet Kune Do. So, educate people about Bruce Lee, not about Jeet Kune Do. So the main goal is education about Bruce Lee. And Camp Bruce Lee, public exhibits, One Family Initiative. Donate. You can donate here. You can also donate to me, guys. Then you go here. About, mission, vision, partners, Jeet Kune Do. Then we have here Jeet Kune Do. So Bruce Lee developed an expression of martial arts that was personal to him called Jeet Kune, traditional way of intercepting. The art was as its symbolic representation what we call Bruce Lee's core symbol. Yeah. The idea. Simplicity, darkness. Okay, even here. The basic guiding principles, simplicity, darkness, and freedom. So the form of no form. So he's like non-classical, okay? Techniques and philosophies of Jeet Kune can be applied to real combat as well as challenging life situations. Isn't that the same? Yeah, they talking here about philosophy. Jeet Kune consists of physical techniques. Applied philosophies requires the individual to train himself to their most cultivated state of beings. Okay, Jeet Kune blah blah blah. And then they're selling a bunch of books. And here's the core symbol. And here's this partiality running to extreme, fluidity, the two halves of one all, and then emptiness. Okay, if you know what I mean, I interpret this partiality is running to the extreme. It's like training all the techniques, making countless reps, just going crazy with this, okay? And then he is actually learning to apply them. And once you have done enough of this and you have enough of this, the Jeet Kune becomes your second nature, and you don't even have to think about it when doing it. And that's like, okay, emptiness. So because in the beginning, every beginner is like constantly thinking about techniques. Like Bruce said at the beginning, punch for me wasn't like just punch, and kick wasn't just like kick. And when I before he said this, before I started martial arts, a punch was for me just a punch and kick was just a kick. And when I started to learn martial arts, then a punch wasn't just a punch and kick was not just a kick. And when I understood martial arts, a punch was again just a punch and kick was again just a kick. Okay, that's basically then when you hear again. And then there's some museum, and so there's no education or anything. I think, my personal opinion is, I think they want to keep out of politics, because imagine they come to Tommy and say, okay, now you have to, would you run the Jeet Kune educational part of the foundation? If they would ask Tommy, they actually, like they did ask him 2 or 3 times to do a Jeet Kune demonstration on the Bruce Lee Foundation event. And imagine they ask him then to do the educational part. So basically, our organization would work with the foundation in what would be Jeet Kune education. Do you know what would, everybody would go crazy. Everybody who hates Tommy and all these other lines, they would just go crazy. And I think they just won't keep away from that, which you could actually understand in some parts. Okay, so that's the Jeet Kune thing from Linda Lee and Bruce Lee Foundation, if this answers your question. Okay, so where were we? I can't find that question. Oh, I see Pear is here again. Hi Pear. You guys, you're writing faster than I can watch. Okay, so that's why I built in actually a 20-second delay for everybody. So when you comment, you have to wait for 20 seconds to comment again. If I wouldn't do that, I couldn't catch up with the chat. Oh my god. Oh, there you go. So should be here somewhere. Oh yeah, that's right. So Linda told Chris Kent that she would only be involved promoting Bruce Lee's philosophy, not Jeet Kune. That's she leaves to the yes. That's the reason why she does that is probably that what I just explained. She wants to keep away from politics because at the end of the day, she would have to choose somebody to do this. Okay, and because it can't be done by everybody. So, Pierre Kung Fu, hi Thomas, hi Pierre. Karim Davis, thank you for the shootout, Thomas. But first, our movie in September, the world is waiting. Well, Karim and I, we have planned to do another promo movie for my school, and he's got some ideas, and I have some ideas over his ideas, so we're gonna shoot something. Axel Stone 2, fantastic. I got no idea. Does make any sense? Yes, I don't know. Sometimes you know, YouTube is just bugged, or like you say, maybe your original account has some kind of shadow strike on it. But I guess it's just a bug. You can just delete the channel if it's not so important. Sometimes YouTube has bugs. Okay, Alex says again, I have Jack Dempsey box championship fighting. Haven't really read it yet though. Got it because of Bruce. Yes, he had that. I have none of these books, and many of these books Bruce said are not so easy available. They are pretty expensive. I think Tommy has them all as well, because I've you know, just looked through some of those books when he brought them to his old basement school. Walter Evans, I remember Tommy said on Viking Samurai that Tyson was mostly Jack Dempsey honored by Kaz. Yes, I guess. I've seen in the interview and short interview or short comment, Mike Tyson was talking about Jack Dempsey actually. Yeah. Walter asks, anything about the art and its functionality? Question mark. What do you mean, Walter? So Karim, nunchaku originated from a longer version of the weapon that was used to sweep horses on the battlefield. However, there are test videos on YouTube showing how ineffective they are because of the bouncing. Yes, there's not a lot of power behind the sticks because they're short, they're lightweight. I mean, if you have heavier wood, it would be probably more painful. But I mean, of course, it can cause, like, you know, to open the skin, but it's not just actually. I don't think it's a. You know, when I was doing some nunchakus, sometimes you get hit by yourself. I mean, it's painful. Yeah. Definitely. And I think the really original root of nunchakus is they were tools for working on rice somehow. Daka, thoughts on Richard Torres? I have met Richard Torres in New York. He was organizing a seminar, so Tommy was invited to do together with Leo Fong. And that's where I met Richard Torres. So Richard and Tommy had a kind of dispute back from that seminar, because it's like Tommy was teaching, and then the story was that Richard Torres was posting suddenly, you know, videos of him teaching the same stuff Tommy was doing in a seminar back then. And Tommy was kind of pissed, okay, because, you know, you showed the same stuff, and then he claimed he was doing this since ever. Richard and Tommy didn't believe him. So basically, because Richard didn't give him any credit, but nobody does give Tommy credit for anything, you know. They just steal stuff, and then they say we have done it always, but you have never seen the people doing this actually before Tommy did that. Yeah, that's why I went to Tommy, because he was the most unique guy, and the guy that made most sense when it comes to fighting, even compared to the fighting method books. Okay. So, do you think, Jack asks, do you think meditation or mental health plays a role in Jeet Kune? I don't do any kind of that stuff, but I have watched some videos on like self-helping, or if you want, there's what's the name of that guy from Smallville? Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor there. He's got a YouTube channel, Inside with You, with Mike Rosenbaum, and he does a lot of interviews with actors, like, how would you say it? TV actors, okay, from the area, from this series like Smallville, Supernatural, and all this TV shows. So he has interviewed probably everybody multiple times, and the actors I know or I like, then I watch the interview, okay. And he talks a lot about psychology and problems he had and how he helped himself, or he went even to psychiatrist, and other people talk. These actors, they talk about this as well. Then, you know, and meditation can be anything. You know, meditation can be like just this classical thing when you go here and you say wuza, like, you know, in Bad Boys, or just for some people, meditation is just playing video games. Okay, so you can turn off your mind from everyday life, and you just go in this world of that video game you play, and this is also a form of meditation. This can be anything. This can be just watching videos, watching just, you know, so you are able to disconnect for a while from your everyday life, and just relax your mind. It doesn't have to be this classical, you know, meditation that you know from multiple religions, or like in Buddhism, but can be anything. Okay, so for some people, meditation for one means can be something totally else for me or for you. And Tommy posted on there once in 2014. He talked about MMA had nothing to do with functionality of the art, and no one even answered him. MMA had nothing to do with the functionality of the art. Okay, I would have to read what he actually wrote, because I can't make really sense of that now. They ignored him as if he were mere a fanboy. Who cares? Where did he write that? Axel Stone. That sidekick of Bruce kicking Ted Wong is brutal. He's lifting him off the ground. From the Fighting Method books. I know which one you mean. Wait. Let's see if I can find that. Because this should be this should be in the sidekick section here. Where is the kicking? Basic training, skilling techniques, advanced. Leading shin kick and knee kick, attacks with kicks. Okay, let's see. Page 287. I think I know, but I know what picture that is. The picture, we may find it faster in the internet. The picture that he was kicking Bruce Lee is this one. Okay, so here. This one probably, yeah. So I heard that Ted Wong was actually pulled by a wire for this shot. So that wasn't actually from kick. Because they do this in the Chinese, in Hong Kong, you know, there are multiple people, they pull you with a wire, or like over the wheel, you know, like here, so you fly slightly upwards, and that wasn't actually from the kick, because, you know, if you kick somebody like this and he flies like this, you would actually injure him pretty badly. Q Young, I tried to learn old school Chinese weapons in the past. It's really difficult to learn by yourself, probably, yeah. Because you don't know all the drills. It always comes to the drills, how you do the drills and how they benefit then your movements. Excellent. The amount of debates I've been involved in with people who say Bruce couldn't fight and just talk philosophy drives me nuts. I can hear you, man. That's why I stopped to go to internet forums or to base Facebook groups a long time ago, because I have read it and I have heard it, everything, multiple times, same arguments over and over again, and they just repeat it. People just hear something, they repeat it, they just don't think for themselves, and they just lack of information to be able to judge. Okay. So Walter, I can understand Linda's position on the politics. I have much sympathy for Linda, bless her. I can understand it as well. I don't even imagine what kind of backlash she had to accept or to to take when they took Tommy for the Bruce Lee Foundation event to do a Jeet Kune demonstration twice. I can imagine how Daniel Santos' daughter phoned up Shannon and, oh, how can you take Tommy, this guy, and blah, and everything. For 100%, man. I would bet all my money that it went that way. Excellent. Always saying it's not a philosophy, not a system. Nay, it's a philosophy, not a system. Wasn't Tommy a member of the board? Yes. The thing is, for Bruce Lee Foundation or something, yes, he was. Why isn't he anymore? Tommy would do the would be the best for Bruce Lee. So there's a story behind it. So Tommy was a... Tommy, can I hear myself here? Okay. Tommy was a member on the Bruce Lee Foundation, and like, these guys should help the foundation. So what Tommy's was thinking about, how to bring... Tommy's idea was how to bring Bruce Lee back to the young people, because the young people nowadays, they have no connection to Bruce. They haven't seen this old 70 from old movies from the 70s. Nobody of them watches them, and those, and even if they watch, they would I mean, you know, they're watching Marvel and DC movies with high special effects, and then you show him a Bruce Lee movie and they think, oh my, like if I would, you know, force you to watch a movie from the 30s, and that's how they have no connection to Bruce. And Tommy's idea was to bring to Bruce back to closer to the younger people, to the new generation of people, to the new generation of possible martial artists, to wake up the interest in Jeet Kune Do, and then to educate them in Jeet Kune Do. Okay, so what happened? He did multiple suggestions, and he had multiple ideas how to do this. He told me about he had one idea, like how you could do a new Bruce Lee movie with computer generated Bruce Lee. You have just to find a guy who looks similar like Bruce, moves like Bruce, and then just put Bruce Lee's face on it. Basically what or like what they did with this Johnny Walker commercial. Have you seen that, guys? Bruce Lee Johnny Walker commercial, and just do it like this, but do the movie. and also this Bruce Lee museum that they have. The original idea was actually from Tommy, as far as I know. So let's watch the Johnny Walker, Bruce Lee, Johnny Walker, Bruce Lee commercial. When I saw that first time, man, I went, oh man, this looks really great. So, who hasn't watched that? Watch it now. Okay, so let's make it big. So you see anything? I'm going this. Okay. So you can make a movie like this. So you bring Bruce Lee closer to the new generation.
龙是不死的，因为龙从不离开水。
Now there's the,
水就像直觉，
could do it even
没有
better.
形状，无法把握，却有足以改变世界的力量。我相信直觉，它是每个人拥有的无限潜能。它告诉我，不要遵循规则，而要创造规则。不仅用脑思考，更要用心感受。这是我改变一切的秘密。 这是我被你们永远记得的原因。只走直觉告诉你的路，那才是超越成功的路。你是否有勇气追随内心的勇敢？你是否有勇气去做你自己的你？让心如水，兄弟。也许有一天，你不需要用成功来定义。 因为你已是变革者。
So and what do? They do a alcohol commercial. So, okay. So the Tommy's idea was actually before this commercial ever was done. His idea was to do this for like a Bruce Lee movie, or you could do a new Bruce Lee show, and you could take all these Bruce Lee movements from his movies and just redo them and combine them differently, so you could do this in a new movie or new show. So to bring Bruce Lee closer to the new generation, okay. But you know, and then there was some other ideas, and they never listened to him, so he left basically. He was pretty pissed that nobody listened to him. Okay. So next question. Actually asks what kind of place does Tommy teach now? Does he have another base middle school? No, it's a different place. You can see this in the Facebook videos from his. So it's kind of it's a smaller hall, narrow hall. So he teach there. Daka, I read that Bruce told one of his students that the nunchakus were a useless piece of garbage, but they were flashy. Yes, that's basically true. Yeah. Walter Evans, when people steal Tommy's stuff or Thomas, they don't even do it right. Do you remember that pendulum sweep drill with broken rhythm and warrior distance? No, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, you can watch something, but if you don't have an idea what's behind it, then you can just repeat the movement, but it's not everything in the movement. Okay. Karim, meditation helped me a lot. Helped me to recover from something doctors told me I would never recover from, as well as visualization. I personally recommend that everyone finds their own version of mind wellness. Yes, probably. Okay, Karim again. I must leave now. Okay, Karim. See you next time, man. No problem. You young. See you soon. Axel Stone, yes, that's the sidekick. Yeah. I think Ted Wong was pulled by wires. I think Ted Wong told the story himself. So Walter, Bruce was a fitness fanatic. He wouldn't have liked his name selling whiskey. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Q Young, I know the animation advertisement. Lol, what's next? Bruce Lee toilet brushes. Why are they selling everything? If you go to Bruce Lee.com, let's watch the Bruce Lee.com stuff. Where we go here? Just let me find it. I mean, I can understand in some, you know, to some degree, it's you have to live from something, and you don't want to. I mean, if you have, oh, there's also something about Jeet Kune Do. Wait. That's basically the same. Yeah, that's basically the same, like there, no, just less. They have also podcast here. I think Shannon Lee, she does the podcast. You can watch it here, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, everywhere. And these were the guests. Okay, so here you have Diana Lee Inosanto. She's a friend of Shannon, so they're never going to do anything about this. And so foundation. Oh, that's the link to the foundation. Okay, and the store. Now you have, this is the interesting one, and you can buy any shit from there. You can buy t-shirts, clothing, books, movies, shoes, hoodies, posters, anything you can buy. And I could guess they make pretty much good money off this, because, you know, this is like worldwide shipping. So here you can just check it for yourself. So there's no any attempt of education in of Jeet Kune Do, okay, from this side. So Q Young, they know that marketing in the name of Bruce Lee will always run well, even in some other Jeet Kune Do schools. Yeah, the interesting thing is, when it comes to selling Bruce Lee stuff, it's probably profitable, but when it comes to Bruce Lee's martial art, it's not, because of this argument everybody uses. There's no Jeet Kune Do, there's just philosophy. So what's the teach? So everybody thinks they are Bruce Lee and they can train and make their own Jeet Kune Do. Everybody's Bruce Lee, remember, because everybody moves like Bruce and knows these movements, how to learn these. Axel, I've been saying this for ages about marketing a CGI Bruce Lee movie. They could do a motion capture of Tommy and make just photorealistic CGI Bruce. It would look way better than the Johnny. Okay, the Johnny Walker ad is already a few years old, but you have nowadays. Have you heard of this? How do they call this? Fake. You can do this on your PC. You have to just download a certain program, and you can put a picture of a celebrity over your face, and this is just, it renders live. Okay, how is this called? This technology is getting better and better every year. Deepfake, exactly. Lucas, hi Lucas. So deepfake, they could use deepfake for a Bruce Lee movie. They would just have to find someone who has a similar shape face of Bruce and body type, and would learn to move like this for the movies. You don't have to learn all the movements, all the Bruce Lee movements, but the techniques you have to do in the movie, you have to learn it and use deep fake, and there you have it. And I guess there are deep fake Bruce Lee, deep fake Bruce Lee videos. Let's see this. Deep fake Bruce Lee. Oh yeah, look at this one. So you want to see that? Here. Pum 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 pum. That's the original clip with no deepfake. And now comes deepfake. Unbelievable, huh? So I mean, if you know, if a multi-million-dollar production company works on it, they would make it perfect. And this has done someone did that on their computer. Okay, you see how does this look? That's how it's done. So they could use it easily for that, and they could license a production company to do a movie, and they would do shitloads of money. Absolutely. Oh, Fabian Myers, how are you, man? Thought I'd drop in, say hi. Hopefully I won't be too long before I see you back again in Glasgow. I really don't know if I'm ever gonna go back in Glasgow, man. The stuff is really getting expensive. Everything is getting expensive nowadays. We have inflation for almost 10% here in the last 2 months or something. And the things are not looking good. And then this Brexit bullshit. So I guess you need a visa to go. And everything, I don't really know. So I rather bring Tommy here as opposed to go to Glasgow. And you also have to remember, you know, back in the day when I was traveling every year to Glasgow, man, I had no kids, no family, nothing. I had money like you know. So nowadays it's far different. Who knows? Maybe I'm gonna make a lot of money with my channel or with my all this online stuff someday. Then I can, you know, just travel every day. It's very unlikely, but as of now, I don't think I'm gonna fly any soon there. So in the past few years, when was I last time in Glasgow? I think 2015 or something, if even before Trump was elected. Okay, I was in Glasgow, and since then I wasn't ever. I flew Tommy once a year here, and I've seen him twice. Once in Germany, but usually 1 year I brought Tommy, and the next year the Michael in Düsseldorf did that. So we always switched. So, you know, like it's a lot of work when you organize this stuff. So you don't want to do it really every year. And I've seen Tommy then once a year in Germany, and second time at some other seminar. Usually Mike in Holland, or maybe in Belgium or somewhere. So but flying in Glasgow, man, I mean, it was expensive like 10 years ago. How much would it be now? You guys, you're from England, you just can't take a train. Technically I could also take a train from here. I would just travel 2 days or something. Where is he? There is a Fabian. And also, I don't really know if I could really do these 5-day camps, training myself with my back and everything. You know, I can train for one hour or so, and then, you know, it starts to feel again. So if I would do this like 4 or 5 hours training 5 days a week, I possibly couldn't walk for 2 weeks or something. I don't know, man. I haven't done, I mean, since my surgery, since 2 years ago, things have changed, definitely. Axel, with enough money, it could be done. I don't think Shannon has the right vision of Bruce's legacy. She just makes a lot of cheap crap for Bruce Lee's store that has no relevance to Jeet Kune. I don't think they have any interest in Jeet Kune, really, as much. Deepfake wouldn't be good enough. They can use the technology they use for aging in Marvel movies, but use it a bit differently. There's a lot of people who would love to see Bruce Lee again. I know. Excel screen again? What do you mean with screen? I already, Q Young, I already saw a ridiculous deep fake of Bruce in dark skin. I don't know why such people do this fun. It's for fun, I guess. Also, Axel, I've also been in debates with people that keep saying anything can be yours. Your Jeet Kune Do, so MMA is Jeet Kune Do according to most people. Here's the thing. If anything is Jeet Kune Do, then karate is Jeet Kune Do as well. Okay. Taekwondo is Jeet Kune Do. Okay. But that's nonsense. You know, Bruce Lee didn't teach Jeet Kune Do as a collection of different martial arts. Never happened. Walter, I always suspected Boris Johnson on the computer is a deepfake. Great. So, Axel, Samadagar was saying Jeet Kune Do isn't real because there's no school, but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is on every corner. That's a weird argument. It's like saying... you know, that's like saying a certain how do you see this in English? Wait a second. Certain craft, okay, certain craft isn't real. Why? Because it doesn't exist and nobody teaches that, okay. But you could make it again if you want, okay. So that's real argument. I mean, in a sense that it's not present. If you say being not present is not real, then okay, it's a question of how you define this. But I mean. Gumfu, Pierre, Thomas, if you can't go to Glasgow, then why not get your training from Tommy through webcam? Like I said, I don't go to Glasgow, but I bring Tommy once a year, usually, also before this pandemic stuff. Usually I've seen him twice a year, once here in Germany and once somewhere else, possibly also in Germany, but usually in Holland or in Belgium. So it's not like I don't see Tommy. Axel Stone, still think Tommy for motion capture would be the best choice. I don't know. I mean, yes, for sure he could do this, yeah. Although Tommy is a slightly different body type, he's bigger than Bruce, but you could change this in the computer graphics. Fabian, everything is crazy expensive now. Fuel, everything. On those 5 days camps with a weekend on top were something else. Great times. I can remember when we have done. I have done one 5-day weekend here in Germany with Tommy, 2013, and I think it was 14. We have done 2. So I could technically bring Tommy for a whole week and do a 5-day camp here, which I have done twice. But I can remember that then he said he didn't want to do this anymore because he didn't want to stay away for so long from his family. But so this obstacle is not there anymore, so I think he would go for 5 days away again. So I could organize here in my city a 5-day camp again. In a holiday time. And I can remember when we have done the 5-day camps for a week. I think I paid like 2013 and 12, or no, 12 and 11 and 10. I paid like almost $2,000 for a week. Imagine now it would be probably free. Unless you slip just in I was once or twice I was in a Premier Inn, not in a Euro hostel, but even with Euro hostel it would be probably expensive. Okay. I just want to check something. I want to show you something, guys. I haven't seen that ages, and I need the Dropbox for that. I have it here. I can show you videos from, yes. So I'm not sure if I have to log in. That's a good question, man. What is my login of the Dropbox? That's a good question, because I rarely use this. And I don't even have it on my new phone, so we're gonna do this next time. No, it's no problem, no big deal. So because I have some footage from the seminar, but not the footage from the 5-day camps. But we have redone the exercises in the hotel, Martin and me, and we have recorded that. And this is on my Dropbox. It's like what, 50 videos or something. I could show you a few of these. It's very interesting. I was like 10 years younger, which you can really see. So yeah, Extra Stone, that's pretty good deep fake. Yes, it was. Walter, really good original Jeet Kune is much harder to train than fashionable MMA. It takes longer. I mean, it depends on the talent. I had the guys, they could pick it up really quickly. You know, and then there are people, they train their whole life, and you know, they just don't go anywhere with that, unless they would really train every day, probably. So it depends on people. I mean, if you take a guy who has really talent in movement, he can learn anything pretty quickly. So, do I hear myself? Okay. Axel, I'm in UK, but going up to Scotland is still a long way, especially by myself. Yes, but you could still take a train from there, you know? Like you wouldn't have to fly. You could fly from London, of course, but you could take a train. I don't know, do you have like fast trains like TGV or ICE in Germany, or TGV in France, where they drive really 200 miles an hour? And you, I mean, of course, ticket is expensive if you take a place, a bigger cabin or something. But I mean, still probably flying is pretty cheap though, so it's hard to say. I don't know. Fabian, Walter, true. We trained only the lead punch for 2 years. At least 1 year, at least for 1 year, we trained only a lead punch and front kick when I was starting teaching, 2009 and 10. And after that, I was starting to add different techniques. But that's probably the reason why Fabian is so good, because he has done his reps. Okay, even he didn't train every day, but you know, over the period of 12 years, you also accumulate a lot of reps, even if you don't train every day. So Fabian is training with me now for 12 years. My student Fabian, okay, not Myers, and you can see that. Okay, so if you stick with me for 12 years, certainly you're gonna go somewhere. And And on top of that, he's also training with me when we train as my training partner. So he gets extra training time. Yeah. So you can see that as when he's moving. Walter, if it takes long-term perseverance, these folks train for their whole lives, not just 8-year UFC career. That's true. Yeah, most hobby martial artists train actually longer than professionals, because you know, when you train like a professional, you train for a few years, very intense, and then you get probably injured a lot more. Axel, maybe the train might be Wharf. You can stay on one of those cabins. Yes, the train is pretty comfortable. I would guess. I don't know how much how long the travel would be from south to the north. Have you ever heard what of Pat Strong called non-intention? What's non-intention? Non-telegraphic, probably. That's can be only that, which I made a lot of videos of that. I mean non-telegraphing. Why you move the hand first, you know, and then you have to have the right footwork. Most of the guys who show that have actually just you know, they have just bits and parts. They don't have the whole picture when they show this in the videos, which is footwork is missing, and why you actually, when you lead punch, why you actually move your hip at the latest moment and not with the start of the technique, which most people punch with their hip turning at the beginning, which is highly telegraphing. Yeah. Combination of hard work, yes, natural ability. Like Tommy said, talent gives you a good start, but you have to train. It doesn't matter if you're talented guy or not talented guy. Both have to train. Axel, yes, it means his movements and flow would be captured like a wireframe. Yes. Tommy did actually motion capture. You know that here in Frankfurt, here like 20 miles away from me, there's this studio. They make Crytek. You know Crytek? The video game studio Crytek. They made a famous video game Crisis, and then 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so they invited Tommy for back then for the Nokia video games on the Nokia phones back then, and they did motion capture for that game. It was a martial art game like Tekken or Street Fighter, and there's a video online from the guys, and but I think the game never was released or something. So Tommy had some experience with that, which is different than nowadays, because he told me back then he had to do every movement 3 times. So everything he did, he had to do 3 times: slow, middle, and then fast, in order the computer can grasp it. And always between stand like this, okay, and with all these balls. And it was really exhausting and complicated, like a work day, he told me. And he just did the movement. He said, okay, well, let's do this, boom boom boom, and then they said, can you do this again slow? And he said, oh man, I don't even know what exactly I did. He just did, you know, like series of attacks. And he had to repeat it exactly the same like he did it before, which was really difficult. And I think he told me also that nowadays when they do motion capture, it's pretty simple or easier to do, because they just record you once. You know, like technology is getting better every year. Jack, hey, I'm back. I was practicing hand before foot. How important is feinting? I mean, if you attack first, okay, then you could always use a feint, right? So if you want to kick the guy, you feint on the upper line and you kick on the lower line, or vice versa. The risk with the feint is because you don't know the guy who is in front of you. It's a street fighting situation. You know, the fight hasn't started yet, but you know it's going to start, and you can decide to attack first, and you want to use the feint, but you don't really know how this feint is going to work because you don't know the guy. You don't know his reactions. His reaction could be just going back, and then he is out of reach. But if you have learned how not to telegraph, okay, then you won't need a feint, okay, because you attack him and you hit him on the first try, and that's what you should work all the time, because feinting is not hard, but not telegraphing is hard. So you have to put more time on not telegraphing than on using feint, because using feint is not really difficult. Walter Evans, people like Kane and Claudio would train at home as well as in the school. It would show in the drills. I'm not sure. I don't know if Kane trains alone. Kane was like a rocket of starting blocks. I mean, Kane is okay, and you have to remember, Kane is, when I met Kane, he was what, I don't know, 15 years old or something. He was a really young guy. He started young. So it's always a benefit when you start young. I mean, I'm 43 now. What's his age? Is he even 25? I don't think so. He's really young, and he trains already for so long time. Pat Strong says to non-intention is similar to the hammer principle. Hammer principle is a bullshit. Yeah, hammer principle is taught by the Wednesday night group, and Bob Bremer did also teach Tommy hammer principle, and he was teaching that as if it's some kind of crucial thing, like they do in secretly hammer principle, which you have to know and whatever. But here's the thing with the hammer principle. Bruce taught this for making points in tournaments. Okay, so you touch the guy basically. You know, you move your hand as fast as you can, and you touch his body or even his face, so you make points. It's nothing for knockout, and then they just kind of translated it. And Tommy was told after he was taught by, I think, Bob Bremer, that. And he was told by somebody else that Bruce only taught that for tournaments to make points, not for actual street fighting, like Joe Louis or whoever he was training. You know, Bruce did also train competition fighters like Joe Louis, and then when Tommy saw Bob Bremer after that, he's told him that you were teaching hammer principle, but you never said that Bruce did actually teach people this only for use in tournaments. And Bob Bremer didn't know what to say. So that's the story of hammer principle, heavily overrated in the Jeet Kune community. I have done a video about this hammer principle and how like you hold your hand like this and you go with the finger jab like here, okay, which was, it's like hammer principle, okay, but you can do the non-telegraphic finger jab from any position. This position is not any more special than when your hand is down, and the position actually here from the on guard is far better. Okay, so hammer bollocks. Okay, so let's watch my video from yesterday. because it's really short, only 3 minutes. I mean, probably most of you guys have seen that, but maybe somebody hasn't seen that yet. So just okay, so let's make it big, and then let's go here. So
we have seen in last video we have seen
so in last video I have shown the video before this one. I've shown intercepting, and here now you can see the how you evade and you counter, or you evade and counter after that if you have missed the point of intercepting.
what intercepting in Jeet Kune means, but you have also to be able to defend yourself or to react during the technique or after the technique of the opponent is finished. Basically, intercepting is when you move on the weight shift of the opponent and you attack him on his initial move. If you miss that point, then you have to evade, because if you don't evade, you get hit.
Right? So if you don't intercept and don't evade, you get hit. So you have to do one of these.
They're basic evading techniques, which is you wait backwards, or you can go here to the side. You can do it with a side step, or you can just...
So be reminded here, I have problems with my right ankle at this moment, so I can't twist my leg as much, and I avoid doing any fast footwork as long as I haven't recovered. So just so you know.
Without the side step. And when he attacks with the other hand, then you can evade in this direction. Then you can counter doing this. You can counter here. You can counter here. You can even counter here. So depends. Or you can do the flip kick.
That's a flip kick. Who was asking? Daka, you were asking about the flip kick. So here you have it. And you have asked, I think, with what point of the...
Or
with what point of the foot you connect? So you see what you connect with. Okay. So you could actually turn your supporting leg with the heel more to the opponent, and so you can use the hip with full force, which I don't do here, of course. You don't want to hit the Fabian too often, too hard. Okay. So
you can do the flip kick on the left side. You can also counter here. You could go also to the head. If you don't have gloves, you can also practice with the finger jabs. When you evade away from the punch, then you have to attack after the evasion. So like here, you come back, or like here, you can come back.
So you can come back with your rear hand, but usually you would use your front as because it's closer to the target. Okay, but sometimes you have to know also how to use your left if you can't use your right for some reason. Maybe your finger is broken or something. You can't use your lead hand. Then you have to know how to punch with your left, right?
You can go even here. You can go.
Oh, that was.
In the last video we have seen do the flip kick on the left side. You can also counter here. Practice with the finger jabs. When you evade away from the come back, or like here, you can come back.
There we are.
You can go even here. You can go here. So it depends where his cover is. If your cover is different, you go here. You could cover here.
You can attack here, not cover here. So now he's, you know, I punch here because I wanted to show if his face is covered, how you can counter, but you would do this if his gloves are far more up, okay?
You could go here to the neck, hook, depends.
I mean his hands, okay? You had also to remember, you know, when you have you know your hands like this, or guy has his hands like this, there are no gloves. Then you have here more holes where you can punch through. You can also punch here through or punch here through, okay? So when you have gloves, and I wear gloves and he wears gloves, it becomes slightly more unrealistic. So you have less possibilities.
Where his hands are. Essentially, you want always to go outside from the technique. When he punches with this hand, you want to go to this side. When he punches with this hand, you want to go to this side. So you want, when you wait here, you go to this side, you want to go away from this
right
side. You can come.
So when you evade, you don't want to deal with his other hand. Imagine you wait here, and now you're in front of this hand, okay? And when he does his combinations, he can punch 1, 2 and catch you.
Counter here, you can counter here. You can even counter here. Sometimes you could even here go counter to the groin.
And that's what I mean, you know, like peekaboo. When you evade here, you evade and you counter.
Counter to the groin and come here with an overhand. So it depends on the angle and how the opponent behaves when he gets hit. If he comes with his right hand, you would essentially want to go there. You could also go here, punch back. You could go here, and you could continue here. And you could also go here and attack the leg. Or you could even go here and attack to the groin if the angle allows that. Now let's see a few examples.
So that's the same, it's just faster. That's where I got him, but after 10 seconds he was up already.
Ribs. You can go to the groin, and when he steps in, you could even here sweep him, which you can do. So the left.
So when someone steps in, you evade, and usually you can do the sweep at the same time. Depends on where his foot is placed when he punches. You just evaded, okay? You missed the counter. You can evade, and you just because you just reacted, you know, at the last possible moment. You didn't counter, so then you can use a sweep or then punch back.
Side, for example, you could go here, and then you could also go here. So you could use your right.
So when you're here you use your corkscrew. You can punch him over the shoulders if you're a bigger person. If you're a smaller person, you can punch him in the body.
And go here over his shoulder. Or if he's a bigger person and I'm a slower person, you could do the same and go here to the ribs. You could also go here deep, but then in this case you stay in the front. It's not always the best idea to stay in the front.
So that's basically it. Okay, a few examples.
And you could go back here, and here. And you can punch and kick if you need. So guys.
So, okay, so remember, always direct, as simple as possible. So, Fabian, yeah, Fabian, he's the most punched and most kicked guy in our class. Yeah, but well, Walter, sorry to hear about your ankle. It's no big deal. I don't know how it happened. It's just started to pain, and I can go run, because if I go run, then for the next day it's worse. So I have to really just recover that. And I do massage every day, because there's one spot it's painful. See you long, Lee June. How are you, man? So, do you ever target other areas like throat? Well, here's the thing with the throat. Jack Dempsey said actually, when you punch, you should always aim to the throat. So here, okay, or when you hook, you can go here, because even if the guy covers his throat with the chin, then you hit the chin, which is also okay. Usually you say you aim for the chin, but the throat is actually a better idea. Daka, yeah, that was me asking about the flip kick. Yes, that was the reason I did the flip kick in the video, so I can show you guys. See you long. What are the benefits of being in the European Union? I guess the biggest benefits go to the corporations. Okay, so there's no like losing money in money exchange. You know, like euro versus pound or something. There's less taxes for everything, you know, for the trade between the countries and something like this. But I don't know how much you as a worker benefit or as a consumer, but the companies who trade, they benefit the most. Like always, it's always the corporations who benefit. Is the oblique kick the same as the low side kick to knee cap? 9. The side kick is far stronger, is more flexible, has better reach, better footwork, and it can be done directly from the stance, so you don't have to change the stance before. In oblique kick, you have to open your stance. You have less reach and less power because it's the right side. Side kick is better choice for, if you ask me. If you're too close for the side kick to the knee, you can then do the side kick to the ankle. Okay. But my wife just asked me if I can eat ice cream, but I don't want to eat ice cream because I want to lose some weight. Okay, I don't want to eat ice cream. So I have like 103 kilos now. I want to go down to 92. So I have to lose a lot. All this extra fat, you know. And then my ankle is, you know, hurt and I can't even go run. It's always something, man. Do you call Tommy Sifu, Sigong Master? I just call him Tommy. But he would be Sifu. Walter, what are the benefits of being you? Oh, so, okay, politics war. I mean, you know, you see empty shelves in the UK. That's definitely not a benefit. See you long. What are the 3 hardest attributes of original Jeet Kune Do to master? That's definitely hard. The hardest one is hand before foot. The second hardest is not to telegraph your movements, especially from a neutral or natural position. Okay. Hand before foot, non-telegraphing. What would be the third? What would be the third? Overcome laziness, because original Jeet Kune Do, it's, you know, it's not so if you do all the reps, okay, the training can really become somewhat boring, and to overcome that is for some people also pretty hard. So people would rather train different techniques, but you don't benefit from different technique as much as sharpening one technique, you know. Like I could catch you with my lead punch from any almost any distance, any direction, and you would use for maybe I could use the lead punch for 5 different situations where you would use for each of this one different situation a different technique. So now you have to think who is actually who benefits more, because I have only to concentrate on the situation, not on my techniques. If you learn to use a technique for each situation, different technique, your reaction times goes just down, and you would have to spend 5 times more training time as me to reach the same level of being good at that special technique that you want to do. Okay, that's sports science. Okay, every sports scientist knows how this works. Walter Evans, I just call him Tommy. Yes, we all call him Tommy. He doesn't like to be called Sifu. Not even in the school, I think. Me as well. To me, Sifu is a Chinese word, you know. So like, why would I call myself, or why would I require my students to call me Sifu? I'm not from China, and we don't speak Chinese here. You can call me Thomas. You know, usually, even when I was training karate back in the day, all my karate trainers and the owner of the school, he just called him by the name. So we didn't say sensei to him. That would be really weird. Okay, I think that's a pretty some kind of American thing to do this. See you long, Lee. Do you train the wooden dummy like in Wing Chun 9? There's no wooden dummy in late Jeet Kune Do. Okay. There's so much wooden dummy in Jeet Kune Do like it's so like in boxing. Walter Evans, Tommy's done jokes on that too. On what? See you long. How can you tell if a Jeet Kune Do instructor is not good? I just have to watch him for a few seconds. And I see immediately. Based on his movements. Okay. So, because the problem with Jeet Kune Do is anybody can become nowadays a Jeet Kune Do instructor. You just go to a seminar. The seminar that are done for instructors. Anybody does that. And Jeet Kune Do is not a protected term or protected martial arts by any means. So my neighbor can go and do a JKD seminar and give you an instructor certificate, okay? And make you an instructor and say, you pay me just 5 grand and now you're an instructor under me. Which means nothing, but you can show it to other people who have no idea. And that's how you have all these instructors. But if you have eyeballs in your head, then you can see pretty quickly how competent someone is and not. Okay. So there are some, there are some branches or countries where it's more important who you know and not what you know. And when it's important who you know, then you can just, say, I've trained with this guy for a few times and the people is gonna kiss your butt. Daka, what? It hurt my ankle. I hurt my ankle a few days ago. I use ice on it. I didn't hurt it. It just started to pain. I didn't have like a movement where I hurt it. The pain started slowly and it increased gradually. Okay, so because I didn't take a training off or something, so I need to just to recover. It's getting better. It's getting better. See you long. Which fighting can easily transition to real Jeet Kune Do? Just Jeet Kune Do. You mean which style can transition? Most styles have problems with Jeet Kune Do. Because most styles train weak side forward, they don't have hand before foot, they have different footwork and anything. And trust me, it doesn't matter if you come from boxing, if you come from Muay Thai, if you come from Wing Chun, if you come from karate, it's hard for those people to learn Jeet Kune Do because of this stuff that is in their neural system already. They cannot switch as easily. Probably a person that never trained any martial arts before can learn Jeet Kune Do more easily than a martial artist actually. Also here it depends on the talent. But you can, from my experience, I can say that. See you long. Did England make mistake leaving EU? History is going to show that. See you long. Did you major in sports science? No, I didn't. I could have, if I want, I could go now to a university because I have a higher school. I have absolved the higher school, so I could go into university if I want, but I never wanted to go to university. Yeah. And does everyone in Germany go to university because it's free? No, not everybody goes there. You have to have a certain you have to do, wait a second. I'm gonna see how you say this in English. In English it says high school, but high school is a broad term in English. So you have to have a special school to have absolved to be able to go to university, and then based on your grades and average of your grades, you can go and study this or that. So usually for, you know, like medical faculty or mathematics, or you have to have very good grades. So not everybody can do that, and not everybody does a proper school, so he can go to university. Okay, but it's for free if you have a good learning ethics. You don't have to. You don't need rich parents to go to university. Okay. So it's not just Germany. It's in whole Europe is the same. You know, basically everywhere it's like this. Outside of the United States, I guess. Okay. Wolfgang, fencing can transition to Jeet Kune because the footwork is the base and maybe the hardest to learn. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. The footwork in Jeet Kune originates from fencing, but it's different because it has to be adjusted to kicking and punching. Okay. And maybe a fencer, if he lands Jeet Kune, he would be more explosive than the usual guy who didn't do Jeet Kune, but his footwork would have to change. And also fencers don't stay with the rear heel raised like in Jeet Kune, although it's originated from fencing, but mainstream fencing does not do this. Do Germans eat a lot of carbs like America? Not like America, but they do. Daka, Walter, I get... Okay, so you're talking to Walter. These different arts don't blend with Jeet Kune. It's like taking a wind Jeet. Yes, I mean... And anything you take in from other martial art in Jeet Kune, you make Jeet Kune less efficient, less effective, and less telegraphic. Because I don't know of any art that uses mechanics like Jeet Kune in terms of not telegraphing and being efficient and effective at the same time. Okay. What percentage of Germans speak good English? I don't know. I don't know. I have learned English. I come originally from Yugoslavia, from Serbia, and I have moved to Germany with my parents when I was 13 years old. So I learned English before that in the school. I actually spoke English before I could speak German. So there's that. Okay, so Fabian, when you find them, it would be interesting to see the videos you did with Martin. Yes, I have. Oh, fuck, man! I have them on my old mobile phone, which is downstairs, but I don't know what is my login for Dropbox. I have to check that. And then in the stream, not next stream, because in the next stream Tommy is going to be here. A stream after that, we're gonna look over these videos because they're really interesting. So I'm not sure what if this. It's just, I think it's from camp, from the last camp I was there. Daka, thank God your English is so good. If not, we all would have missed out on a great channel. Well, if I couldn't speak English, I would do the channel in German probably. But I thought originally I started it in German, but I thought, you know, in English you have like you can reach more people. So that was the reason I switched it to English. Fabian, okay, see you, man. See you next Wednesday. Daka, see you long. You beat me to the question. Which one? What percentage of Germans speak good English? Okay. See you next time, Fabian. See you, man. Fabian, the other Fabian, the British Fabian. I can't remember if you were there, but were you at the very first seminar Tommy did at the basement, which was, yes, I was at that seminar, and this should be this one. Wait a second. I showed this, Fabian. I did show this at the last stream. I'm gonna show you. It's on my external hard disk. There is it. The hard disk is online, and then there are some pictures from that seminar. So, okay, wait a sec. There you go. So, look at this. So here's the Fabian. That's the guy who is in the chat. This one. This is Chris Gray. He's from Canada. This is, I don't know what's I forgot what's his name is. This is Paul. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Oh man, this is Martin. Also Martin Donnelly or Donnelly. He's from London. He stopped training as well. Only me and Fabian are actually from that old group still active, I guess. Paul Brooks, he's not teaching anymore, but I don't think if he's training. And Chris is, I don't know if he's teaching still. Okay, so I have contact with Chris over Facebook now and then. Show me the next picture. So that's basically the same. I'm doing the pictures, but that's why you can't see me there. Fabian, right? That should be the first seminar. 2000. That's 2008 or 9. Yes, because yes, that's me here, the biggest guy from all. And I had this. I think at that first seminar I had that close. I think it should be that seminar. Yeah, he's also a British guy. He switched to boxing. Ross Brown should be also here, right? Was he, or is this the 5-day camp? Fabian, is this the first 5-day camp, or is this? I speak Serbian. Yes. Is this first 5-day camp, or is this the first seminar? I almost think this is the first 5-day camp. But I couldn't really tell for sure. But Tommy had here weightlifting stuff behind, was really good. Then here you can, there's a 1000-way kicking dummy. It's not here. Later in the years it was here. Here's Paul Brooks. And here's Ross Brown. Okay, this must be the 5-day camp where we actually did our first 5-day camp. That's not the lead punch seminar. That's Shaukat. That's Shaukat here. All these guys, man. Most of these guys don't train anymore. And all these guys from Tommy's school, those are the guys with the t-shirts on the behind. Most of these guys. That was the first 5-day camp. Yes, Fabian. Yes. I don't have the photos from the lead punch seminar, unfortunately. So here's Ross Brown. Most of the guys are just not there anymore. I can remember this shit as well. Look at the ceiling. You know, I'm like, my head is like here. And I took my shirt off, and I hit with that movement. I hit the lights here, and I broke the light, and the light shattered all over the place. Yeah, it was fuck, man. This happened a few times in my life, not in the basement, but in other places. You know, sometimes you forget. That was with Ted Wong. Oh, let's go back. What? Oh, there you go. Well, Ted Wong was 2 days after the seminar. So yeah, here's Martin again, Ross, Chris, Fabian, no, Martin, Paul, Chris, Fabian, Ross, and here's a French guy. Fabian, you know the name of the French guy? I have him on the Facebook page. I just forgot, man. When you don't see the guys for 10 years, you forget the names at some point. You, Fabian, you look actually a lot like a friend from my childhood with your eyes. You remind me of him. So it's a slightly unsharp picture. And then there was in the restaurant when we were eating. And that's the Ted Wong seminar after the 5-day camp, back to back. So the 5-day camp was Monday to Friday, and the seminar was then Saturday, Sunday. So we trained 7 days for like 5 hours a day. I don't know if I could do this today, man, with my back and everything. Of course, you don't train all 5 hours, all days, all the time hard. But I mean, you get exhausted, definitely. Ted Wong showing some shovel hooks or uppercuts. With Ted Wong, we just basically did some kicking and punching combinations. Not much more. Okay. You see the pictures from these days are not so. Oh, that should be my photo camera, Sony, because these mistakes here, or how do you hold it? It was typical for that camera for some reason. So yeah, that was a good time, man. Expensive and good time. But we were young and we had money. So okay, let's read what came. So there are two Fabians, okay? There's Fabian Myers and there's Fabian Frinko. Fabian Frinko is my student, and Fabian Myers is other instructor from Tommy in UK. So Axel back, yeah, when I would get trained up for, so I didn't know if, like I said, Fabian, there are two Fabians. Concepts and original, when one interviews, the other can be very interesting actually. Tommy's two interviews with White Woods were both very good. Yeah, of course, but every interview with Tommy is good if you can understand what he says. Xiu Long, are you related to the smartest man who ever lived, Nikola Tesla from Serbia? No, unfortunately I'm not, but he is like our national hero, you can say. And he was also on the I think 20 dinar or 10 dinar bill, and I took one of these bills and I gave it to my teacher of physics here in Germany as a present to him, with Nikola Tesla and you know the formals, the how you say, equations for magnetic fields, which he came up with that. Axel, the nearest Jeet Kune group leader to me is Tovbridge, UK. That's Paul Brooks. He doesn't teach anymore. I live in the southwest. Walter Evans, when you were doing them in German, there was no translation bar. I was weeping with frustration. I did do a lot videos in German, just few ones at the beginning. The most of my first videos were just shorts with no showing my students at training. And some other stuff we were recording extra, but nothing with talking. That came later, but only a few videos. Xiu Long, did Ted Wong say while he taught kickboxing? He say he was teaching sport fighting, so there you have it. And why, I don't know. Wow, you live near Crytek? Yes, Crytek is it's just like here, 20 miles away. They're in Frankfurt, and I'm near Frankfurt. I teach in Frankfurt actually. My school is in Frankfurt. I saw Tommy do motion capture. Yes. Xiu Long, do you speak Serbian? Yes, I do. Excellent. That pose is called the T pose. They still do that after finishing the set button. Yes, of movement. Yes, that's true. I know. It's used in games and movies, all sorts of stuff, yes. I said I'd heard that Ted had to put family through school. I don't know. I don't know how true that is, and if that's related why he taught Jeet Kune as sport fighting. I think this is like a unproven theory, you know. I know. I mean, I don't know how much money he made of JKD, and if he would make more money if he had taught it as sport fighting, as actual street fighting. If that would have make any difference. Hi Zen, I'm wondering how much from Jesse Glorious material Tommy showed you and what impression it made onto you. I think he showed us everything, and I'm actually allowed to teach non-classical kung fu by Tommy if I wanted, but I have zero interest, and therefore I never trained this and never taught this. I forgot most of the exercises, but I think he taught us everything, from the chi sao to the Jesse had just simple, everything is just simple exercises, nothing complicated. What exercises are good and bad for Jeet Kune Do? I mean, if I start to list good and bad exercises, we would do another 3 hours of stream. What events, Paul Brooks, right? Nice. So Fabian, I remember you. Yes, I have already read that. So let's go back down. Axel Stone, did you see the recent game that came out and called Sifu? No, it's not. It's not for Jeet Kune Do. In its Pak Mei Kung Fu. But they mentioned capture French. I think I have read, or I saw a teaser of that game. I think I did. Daka, does the IFO have tactics to deal with an opponent you don't want to hurt? For example, a body who has had too much to drink, or not actually. You don't use the Jeet Kune Do for that, because Jeet Kune Do is always like a devastating. You attack vital targets, but you could. I mean, for this you would need more so grappling stuff. Okay, so which you can. I mean, how hard is it to learn to joint lock a guy who is your friend? I mean, okay. Walter Evans, did you bump your head on the ceiling there? No, I'm not that big. So if you know, when I just lift my hands, I could touch the ceiling. So that was it. That was the thing. That's why I ripped that light off. Fabian, yeah, that's Oliver, the French guy I was showing you before. His name was Oliver. Exactly. Yes. See you long. Did you have your spine fused? 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 I have to look up what that means. Spine fusion. Oh no, they didn't had. I didn't have to do that. So I still have, you know, like remainings of my spine disc between the segments. So I didn't need to do that. When I was in the surgery, there was an old man in the same room of where I was in this hospital. He had that surgery where they actually fused the 2 segments. How old? Where was I in that photos? I have to calculate. When was that? That was like 13 years ago. I was 30 or 29. Yeah, yeah, I was 29, hitting 30. If it was May, I had probably a week after or 2 weeks after birthday where I hit my 30. I'm 43 now. So, what Evans, I can understand Tommy accent. It's like Scott's accent that has character. Yes, I mean, I understand him. Like 90% of the stuff he says, I understand now. It used to be different. What Evans, Paul Brooks has stopped teaching. Yes, because his school, it's like everybody has a problems like him. You know, no many students, and then it requires a lot of time to teach people. You have to train, and then you have family, and I think he got some problems with his family because of that, and he didn't want to have conflicts anymore or something like on those lines. See you Longley, what's the biggest criticism against original Jeet Kune? We did a list in the last stream. If you want to see that, just rewatch the last stream. We did exactly that subject. And I did a list on screen so you can read that. Walter Evans. Well, on that black Reno, they claim that it's fixed pattern. Yes, my ass. X Crypto, welcome to the channel. Hi Thomas. On the finger jab, did Tommy learn it from Jesse and its other variations and how to refine it? Versus Tom and Ted Williams, versus Ted and Howard Williams. He learned it from Jesse actually. Ted he did just one finger jab, but you could actually do finger jab from any angle and any distance. Basically, any hand technique can be used as finger jab. And how do you refine it? You just repeat it, and you want always to make your execution of the technique as compact as possible. So you don't want to go. Let me go here. No, let me use this side. You don't want like go, you know, wide. You also want always to be compact, you know, and shoot it from here. So you're not telegraphing. If you go from here, this movement is easier to be seen as opposed to this movement. Okay, so be as compact as possible and do your reps. Repetitions of moving targets and static targets on partners where they were in protection, and just repeat. Do as many as you can. Walter, you see, if you always simplify something, then how it can be fixed. Yes. See you long. What can I use to practice devastating low side kicks to the kneecap? So you just practice the execution. You need to know the execution. Okay, so when to use the hip, how to use the footwork and everything, and then just repeat. You can repeat it in air. Watch your knees when you kick in the air. You can repeat it in light targets, and you can repeat it also, and then practice in heavy targets. But remember, the side kick itself, from its structure, is very powerful. The knee is no match to the side kick. When you kick a side kick to the knee with a proper side kick, there's barely a resistance from the knee. Okay, so you can, if you practice this with your partner, you can injure him very easily. So watch that. Tesla was also 6'5". Okay, I didn't know that. Yes, Serbians are usually tall people. Almost every friend from my childhood, I had a good friend, is over 6 foot. Even the small ones are 6 foot. You know, like you're only 6 foot. You're a small guy. For some reason, we have a lot of big guys. I don't know how this genetically is. We have also one of the world best basketball players. Okay, many of our basketball players end up in the NBA, and Serbia has beaten a US Dream Team multiple times in tournaments. So is Switzerland and Turkey also part of the EU? No. Both are no. Zen, thanks for your answer. You're welcome. Walter Evans, I wish I was still 43. Well, I guess you can always be younger than you are, no? Daka, Tommy slows down when he interviewed by a person who has to translate. Yes, there are free interviews like that on YouTube. They're really good. When I'm going to talk to Tommy next week on the stream here, then we are going also to slow down the things, And if I think that people did not understand what he said, then I'm just gonna repeat. Yeah, Xscriptor, no problem, you're welcome. So, okay. Guys, I think that should be it for today. We have here 9:30 p.m. So my kids should go to bed because tomorrow is school and I start my new work at Wednesday. So remember, okay, next week Tommy is going to be on, and I guess I'm going to do this Saturday. I'm going to announce that, and as I can plan this on YouTube, and then you get the notification, and it's gonna be probably Saturday at 6 p.m. German time. So 1 hour earlier than we did it today, but today 1 hour earlier than we did it today, but on Saturday. That's my idea. Do all Serbians have high IQ like Tesla and me? I don't think I have any close to IQ like Tesla, and not everybody has that as. Okay guys, so really thank you for being here. It was very fun for me, and I'm gonna leave the stream open for a while, so you can, if you want, chat. Guys, Fabian, Zen, Siulong, and Walter, and Axel, and whoever was here asking questions, thank you for being here. Oh, I'm a Braxton, I didn't see that. Hi, show me your Jeet Kune stance. Let's do. Just watch my videos, guy. Just watch my videos on the channel, then you can see my stance, okay? Did I miss anybody? Jack. So Q Young, my student, if he's still online. Karen was here. Daka, okay. All you guys, thanks you for being here, and see you next weekend with Tommy, okay? See you guys.